Hello there, nail friends. Welcome back to Dippin' with Carolina. We're going to get right into it today. We're going to do a simple Thanksgiving manicure. So I always start off with alcohol because I have builder gel on my nails, and I'll link it up in the cards above. I have builder gel on my nails, and this protects my natural nail. And then on top of this, I'm going to put peel base. But the reason I use the alcohol is to remove all the extra dirt and oils. Now I am going in with UNT peel base, and I'm going to apply one full coat of this onto my nails. I go almost to the bottom of the cuticle. I am still experimenting what works best for me. A few of my fingers on my right and left dominant hand tend to come off quicker, like my pointer and thumb, and my other fingers stay, so I don't know. We're going in with iGel Beauty's Pinky Promise DD174, then Sparkling Co's I Want It All 14 #Walk of Fame, and then Risen Legacy's Liquids, Base, Top, and Activator. I always start with my solid colors or more solid colors. This is like a light pink peach with very, very, very fine shimmers in it. I always stir my powders before application. You will see a world of a difference. Then we are going in with Risen Legacy's base, and I'm going to apply this color on I first was going to apply it on my index, and then I was like, no, I'll do my middle finger too. So we started off with my middle finger, and because I have a builder gel overlay on my nails already, I don't need to build an apex or build strength and structure. So all I need to do is just do a full coat on my nail. Then I dip in. I don't do a 45-degree angle. I go flat basically, and I do this a few times. iGel Beauty's powders are very thin, so I dip in a few times because I've noticed that the liquid soaks up very quickly because of how finely milled they are. And then I go around my cuticle with this Winstonium water marble tool, which I will link down below. It creates that perfect cuticle line, and it's not as thick as a toothpick or an orange stick, so it looks much more natural and better in my opinion. And I'm going to put this on my middle, my pointer, and my thumb. So just watch me apply this color, and I'll jump back in a little bit. So what's awesome about dip powder is that when you make a mistake, you can pretty much fix it with buffing and filing. So here I noticed that there was a little bit on my tip that was not covered. So all I did was I took a very small amount of liquid and then I applied and then I dipped. And then I will just pat it down any of the humps. That's another trick I've learned. Not through anyone, from myself actually. Just pat it down and it'll flatten down, and then when you go and buff and file, you won't even notice that it happened. Same thing when I'm clear capping at the end, same thing's gonna happen, and no, you can't even see it. So now I'm going in with this beautiful I Want It All 14 hashtag Walk of Fame. It's a gold foil dip with a pink shift to it. It is so pretty. When I heard that they were re-releasing this color for I Want It All members, because now I don't know if you guys know, if you're an I Want It All member from Sparkle & Co., they actually have their powders permanently released. Like, you don't have to wait that whole year for it to re-release. It is permanently available, and I'm going to purchase morning, noon, and night on Black Friday, because I'm going to get a huge discount on that. So I'm really excited. I'm going to place a few orders. What are you guys buying Black Friday? Let me know any discounts or any sales that you know, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, down below in the comments. Let me know. So I'm putting this color on my ring finger and on my pinky, and it is so pretty. I've never seen a color like this. I've seen like a nail polish like this, but I've never seen a dip like this. And with foils, you just want to be gentle. There's less acrylic powder, so that the dip is actually not as strong as other dips would be because it's compromised by the foil. So I always pat down my foils and then I lightly brush them back into the cupcake liner just so I don't waste any product. I'm going to do this twice on my ring and pinky, and just keep on watching. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so now we're going in with Risen Legacy's Pure Diamond, which is a clear powder, and I really like this clear powder. There are a few pieces of glitter in there. I did scoop them out. And I'm going to clear cap first my solid colors, because what happens is if I did my foils first, sometimes some of the foils get stuck to the brush, and then I will transfer those foils from the brush onto the solid colored nails, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to first do my solid colors, and then I'm going to do my foil dips in clear. I dip a few times in clear just so I have a nice buffer for filing and buffing. I do like to make a more curved nail to make it look more natural rather than a flat nail. So I do need a little bit of extra clear in order for that curvature to take place. Now, I don't mean applying another layer of base coat and then applying another layer of clear. It's just that I tap my fingers into the jar a few times rather than just once or twice, what some people do. The more times you dip, the more is going to attach onto your nail as long as it's still wet. And here's where I'm talking about where I screwed up. I basically just hit my nail as it was still wet from clear capping. So I dipped back into the clear and then just patted it down. And it looks like it has a little hump right now. But when I go in to buff and activate and file, all of that goes away. And you do not notice it at all. So I'm just going to finish up clear capping my last two nails. I do buff and file off camera, but I did buff and file in my last video, which I'm going to link in the cards up above right here. So just watch me finish clear capping and I'll be back when it's time for stamping. We're going to do a really simple stamp, nothing crazy. For those that are new here, I highly recommend waiting a few minutes after clear capping and then taking a stiff manicure brush and using that to take off the clear acrylic. You will be amazed at how much more acrylic this removes rather than a fluffy makeup brush. And if you hear me referring to this as acrylic and dip powder, if you didn't know, dip powder is acrylic powder. It's just more finely milled, and sometimes it has added like calcium and vitamins, but it really doesn't matter because your nails don't absorb it anyway. So it's just a marketing tactic. This is one step you cannot go wrong with over activating during this step. You can activate twice, you can activate 5 times. This part doesn't matter. You can apply as much activator as you want. Okay, now we're going in with stamping. So I had an original plan of using a layered stamp and that did not work out. So I just kept it as one. So I'm using Gold Rush from Maniology and a pink carnation, I didn't see what the name was, from Born Pretty. So that was my original plan, was to do pink on the inside and gold on the outside, but I cannot get the gold to line up. So you'll see me screw up a few times, and then I said, F this, and I'm not wasting more time on it. So I just left it simple, and it says give thanks. I'm just going to put that on my middle finger. And stamping is super simple. I have learned recently, I've been stamping for a long time, I just don't do it often. I just know the whole technique, the whole way to do it, the rolling of your hand. I learned recently, which is a great analogy, is to, when you're rolling your stamper, you kiss the plate. You do not press hard. A lot of people push down so hard onto their stamper and it just does not work. You want to kiss the plate. And what I do is I scrape one way and I pick up the opposite way. So if I scrape from left to right, I pick up the stamp from right to left. So you'll see me do this in the next step. I used a little bit of acetone really quickly on your nail. You can remove a stamp that way. You won't really ruin your dip powder as long as you're kind of quick and fast. And if you do have some staining, just take a buffer and buff it a little bit and it'll get rid of all the staining. So this is my second try. I got it nicely in the middle. This one's no problem. I have no problem with this. But it's the second one that I just could not layer. I think I'm still a little too amateur to do the like wording layered stamp. I can do like an image layer pretty okay. But it's so hard lining up two words because the stamper is jelly-like. So it could move just the slightest amount and it just doesn't work. So here you guys see, no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. I can't even get this. to work right, and that's okay. At the end of the day, it's just a manicure. Don't get frustrated. Remember, this is you time. This is time for you to de-stress, to give some self-care to yourself. Don't get upset if it's not going your way. It's all right. You can always try again another day or next time. So I left the word give thanks as pink and I didn't end up layering it, but on my pointer finger I did layer a stamp, which was the gold I stamped first, and then I stamped the pink on top of it, which I had no problem with. So here I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it on my right hand, because I did end up doing the manicure on both my right and left hand the same exact way. So I didn't even bother, because if I can't do it on my left hand, I definitely won't be able to do it on my right hand. So I did the gold, and you could see me using a lint roller, and that removes all the extra stamping around the plate that you accidentally picked up that you don't want. So I use a lint roller because you don't want to use any kind of acetone or anything. Some people also use tape, which is a good thing. I like to use a lint roller, it's just easy to hold. And I just remove what I don't want, and then I place what I do want. And you can see it took me a few times. It's a learning process. And no one's perfect. I'm not a professional. I'm just a DIYer who really likes to do nail art and design. This is the finished manicure. It says give thanks on the middle finger, and then on the right, on the pointer finger, it has a little leaf. And so I always go in with my Maniology No Smudge Top Coat, because if you put dip base on this, because I'm going to create a sandwich essentially, it will smear the stamp. So I use the Maniology No Smudge Top Coat, which is a water-based nail polish top coat, which air dries. And when that is dry, I need to put a layer of base on my nails. Only the nails that had stamping, because I'm creating a sandwich. If I just went in with activator and with dip top coat, there's essentially nothing under the activator or on top of the dip, the Maniology No Smudge Top Coat, to make a sandwich. So I apply the No Smudge Top Coat, then I apply dip base onto the stamped nails. I'm going to let that dry for about 5 minutes, and then I go in with activator on all of my nails, because I am using dip top coat. Dip top coat requires activator to harden and set to create that chemical reaction to get the nice, hard and shiny, smooth finish. And I'm going in with my Risen Legacy top coat. She recently reformulated it, and it is awesome. So shiny. It's not sensitive to the activator. And with dip top coat, the first layer, you want to do a quick 1 or 2 swipes across the nail. You don't want to go crazy, heavy-handed. You want to be nice and gentle and only go once or twice throughout the whole nail, because you actually end up doing 2 dip top coats. With the second dip top coat, you can be more precise and more take your time and add a little bit more product. What I like to do is immediately after I'm done applying the first layer of dip top coat, I wait about 20 to 30 seconds and I go in with my second layer. I have not had problems with that application method. And lastly, I am going in with Grimes Ridge Cuticle Oil, which is, the name is Farmhouse Flannel, and it smells exactly like flannel from Bath & Body Works. It is not overpowering. It's actually nice and light. I love it. This is the finished manicure. I hope you guys liked it. Please like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. Visit my Instagram at Dippin' with Carolina. Bye guys.